guys? Welcome back, or welcome to my channel if this is your first time. This is my channel, Pixie Dust and Spirit Alchemy, where we talk about all sorts of things taboo, strange, occult, mysterious, magical, anything that falls under those categories, that broad spectrum. Thank you for your patience, guys, as far as me getting videos out. I was out of town again for a little bit, which was really so fun. I'm excited for you guys to listen to the final Wealth Magic episode. If you guys are a listener of our Wealth Magic podcast, we had a great time recording that last episode, and that will be posted shortly. So we're very excited to share that with y'all. So guys, today's video is going to be another review video on a Gallery of Magic book. And if you may or may not have seen on my little community page, that I recently got the book Angels of Alchemy, which is this book here. Also by Damon, Gallery of Magic book. This book, underneath it says, Contact the 42 Angels of Magical Transformation. So I wanted to do a quick review on this. Also diving into just a little bit of who the angels are and what they are and where they come from. I will be doing a separate video on that probably later on with more detail. This will be mainly more so the review, but just so you guys have a little bit more information than they give you in the book. So let's get started. First off, what is alchemy? If you've seen any other videos, or if you're a magician, if none of this is new to you, then you probably already know what alchemy is. So I will spare the extended version definition basically, and just kind of go over briefly what alchemy is in magic. So in magic, alchemy is also a process of change. Essentially changing one emotion into another. Maybe a current emotion that usually, if we're doing magic, the current emotion is of a lower vibration that we are trying to shift into a higher vibration, like maybe an emotion or feeling of lack into one of gratitude. That internal alchemy, that change within ourselves, then creates external changes around us, right? Because as above, so below. As the body, so the soul. What we have, what is happening with us on the inside will be reflected and mirrored in every aspect of our exterior, of our outer world, the outer sort of perimeter that we live in daily. So with this book, with the Angels of Alchemy, it's a little bit different purpose, I guess, than, say, 72 Angels of Magic, which I have one video on that. I'll be doing another video just kind of discussing the differences between using the two books, because there are different purposes, like I said. These angels assist us in allowing the process of internal change to occur, something that we may have a harder time doing without the angels. Not something that's totally impossible, but for me personally, I was not thinking about any sort of alchemical processes within myself before I ever got into magic. Maybe some people do think about it like that, but just personally I did not. So these angels will help us to create internal changes for ourselves. And in addition, they can also help us realize what our true desire is. They can help us find that clarity of what we want to change. They can also help us recognize something within ourselves that needs changing. Maybe something that we're not fully aware of yet. And as I said earlier, there are 42 angels in this book. Each angel has a different purpose, a different use, a different skill, I guess, that you could say, to assist with. I'm not going to go down the whole list, but just to name a few, there's an angel of beauty, the angel of balance, the angel of endurance, the angel of sanctuary. So think of those four terms, beauty, balance, endurance, and sanctuary, and think about how that would apply within yourself. What change could you create? I mean, those are just 4 examples of 42 that are in the book. But just with those 4 brief examples, does it prompt an idea of maybe where you could apply a ritual in your daily life to help with one of those things? And if none of those 4 words resonates, then hopefully one of the other 38 does. Or 37, I guess. So now, who are the angels? Like, where does the Gallery of Magic find these angels? Like, do they just make them up? No, they don't. So, that's good. And even if they did, the magic still works, so I guess that could be credit given to them. But the Gallery of Magic does not make these angels up. Now, when I first got into the Gallery of Magic books, I was a novice magician. New into, like, the whole world of magic. When I got my first magical cash book, when I got into wealth magic, I wasn't really thinking about where these rituals came from, like the original source. I was just thinking about, okay, I'm doing this book now. That's it. I did not really think past it, and it really wasn't until we started to do the Wealth Magic podcast about a year ago that I gained any sort of curiosity as to the original source of this magic, of these beings. Put it most simply, these 42 angel names come from a Jewish prayer called, which I may say this incorrectly, but the Ana Bekoch. I'm pretty sure I said that right. If not, I apologize. But the Ana Bekoch prayer, which is a Jewish prayer, that's the Hebrew name for it. It's also referred to sometimes as the Genesis prayer, probably in Christianity or a more Christian term. And I believe it's also a Kabbalist prayer, a Kabbalistic prayer. But the Ana Bekoch prayer is a Jewish prayer that, when looked at and when studied, by a person of the right mind, I suppose, it was found that within this prayer, 42-letter name of God. And this 42-letter name of God is where we get the 42 angels, 42 angel names that we do use in this book, Angels of Alchemy. To not go back as far, it can also be found in the Book of Sacred Names by Jacobus Schwartz. Hey guys, I also just wanted to add in here that the 42 names of God can also be found in the Shorshe Hashemot right here. And for those that are unfamiliar with this prayer, because I was, it is a powerful prayer for creation, which creation energy, is God energy. But that's where the Gallery of Magic gets these 42 angels from. So they don't just make them up, which, is kind of good, I guess. I mean, if they did, whatever. So they are from an ancient text. This prayer is pretty ancient. I'm not sure exactly the date. I'm sure you could find it somewhere out there, but I just don't know it off the top of my head. And now, do you need to know all this when starting to work with this book? No, you really don't. I mean, the Gallery of Magic does not put in their books really where they get this information from, the original sources. For whatever reason, that's okay. Maybe they don't want people to go looking for it. So, hopefully the right people, the curious enough minds, find this video. Knowing the names or not knowing the names doesn't make any difference in the results of the magic, in doing the magic. It's just a fun fact, basically. So now, to my review of this book. I haven't used it much yet, but I will say that these rituals in here are subtle and simple, similar to the rituals in Mystical Words of Power, which I did a review video on before this one, and you can watch on my channel. They don't take more than a minute or two, maybe less than 2 minutes, and I like this book because you have a freedom in it as to how many days you want to do each ritual for. So let's say I work with the angel of insight, Yehodiel, and I want to gain insight into a current situation of mine, or into just whatever I want to gain insight into. I can choose with my intuition, based on my intuition and what I feel is appropriate, what I feel is right, how many days I want to do this ritual for. It could be 1 day. It could be 11 days. It could be 33 days. It could be, anything. And I enjoy that freedom that they have with us, because it also acts sort of as a test for your own intuition. Curious to see, choosing a different angel, how many days you feel called to do the ritual. So far, myself, I have worked with 3 angels out of this book, so not very many. There's 42, so 3 out of 42 is obviously not many. But I have not done the same amount of days for each ritual. I think maybe the first 2 angels I did 3 days, and then the second one I did 5, because I had a different intention with that ritual, and 5 just felt like a better number. So it's up to you. It's up to you what you feel is right. And, there's no right or wrong with that. And the results that we achieve from doing this book, as I said sort of earlier, the change takes place internally and therefore affects the external around us. But these angels are different than the 72 Angels of Magic book, perhaps because those angels are mainly focused on manifesting outside things rather than producing internal changes within the magician. And for me, in my experience, I haven't had this book very long, and I've only done a few rituals, but for me, it worked instantly. I did one that was the Angel of Connection, which I won't give away why I use it or anything, but honestly, after doing the ritual, maybe it was placebo effect, maybe it was the magic, I felt in the relationship that I was aiming at this connection to be improved in, I felt an immediate change. And it was maybe just more so a slight change in my receptiveness to it, or my openness to it, or such. And also, I did a ritual to the Angel of Harmony. And the next day, I woke up, and I felt that inner peace more. I felt that harmony around me. But they're subtle. It's just simple things within myself that I want to change, right? It's not like manifesting a car or manifesting, a material item. It's been like little refinements, little tweaks of something in me that I would like to adjust, that I would like to shift, that I would like to make better, to improve. And because of that improvement, the situation or the relationship or the event that I did this ritual for, with the intended use for, is also improved and made better. Because I come at this relationship, or I come towards this situation as an improved version of myself. The exterior aligning to meet the internal changes. And that's pretty cool stuff. It doesn't really take long. They give you the sigils of the angels. I won't, show you all of them and stuff, because I do always support buying the Gallery of Magic's books. But I will say that before I got this book, I had several friends of mine tell me to get it. Like, it was just told to me time and time again, like, oh my God, that's the best book. Get it. It's done wonders for me. So I'm not alone in saying that this is a great book with powerful magic. Don't doubt the power of subtle or simple rituals. Just because they're subtle or simple doesn't make it any less valuable or any less powerful or any less real than a lengthy, detailed, complex ritual. It's really about the energy that we're putting into the ritual, what we bring to the table, right? And then these angels assist us based on our request. And in this book, we are also forming a request. So we have to identify what it is that we really want, what it is that we really want to change. And then the angel can assist us with that change, internal change. So since I've only worked with 3 angels out of here so far, I will be doing more, definitely over time. I haven't gotten my full use out of this book, but since the results were so good and so fast and so noticeable on my end already, I wanted to go ahead and share these results with you guys. I saw quite a few people, liked that little post I made when I got this book, and so I hope that those of you that liked it are either familiar with it or have it already. If you don't, I definitely recommend getting it now, even more so. If you do have it already and have worked with it, I would love to hear how it has worked for you. What sort of changes have come about because of the rituals you've been doing in this book. The connections that you formed with the angels. Also, I'll add to this that when calling on the angels, I did feel a shift in the atmosphere, in the energy. You know, you state the angel's name while looking at its sigil as many times as you feel necessary to call that angel in. And it was subtle, but I did feel that atmospheric shift, which tells me that the angel I've called on is present. And you may or may not feel that. And regardless of if you feel it or not, trust that the magic has worked. You know, Damon Brand says that over and over in his books. I'm saying it too because, you know, I don't always feel the shift in energy when doing a ritual like that, when a being or entity comes in. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't mean the magic has not worked. Trust that it has worked. I am super excited to keep working with this book, and I will probably do another review video of it in the future once I have some more experience with it under my belt. If you're a podcast listener, stay tuned. It is right around the corner to be released. I'm also waiting for the date for it to be released to share it with you guys. But thank you for watching these videos. You guys stay kind, stay curious, and until next time, peace.